Hey guys, I'm getting some questions on the 10-4 homework. Remember, those are two different assignments, or we split it up into 2 days. But I'm asking you to turn that in all as one assignment. Just thought it was better maybe to split that up. But what we are looking at is question 43. And again, this is using square roots to solve quadratic equations. All right, this is a quadratic equation. I know that because I see the x squared. And then I know I can use square roots here because I don't see any x terms. All right, I see a couple different x squared terms, but if this would be a 3x, at this point, we can't use square roots to solve this. But since this is an x squared and that's an x squared, we can just use square roots to solve this. We're going to be doing some of the same things that we've done before to solve equations as far as doing the opposite, doing it to each side. All right, so let's look at this. First thing I'm going to do is draw my honkin' tonkin' line. All right. And then as I want to get x by itself, but the first thing I see over here is the distributive property. All right, so I'm going to do that first. All right, so 5 times 4x squared is 20x squared. And then 5 times minus 3 is minus 15. You might write that as plus negative 15. I'll leave that up to you. The left-hand side is going to stay 11x squared plus 3. Now, again, we've seen something like this before, maybe not with x squareds, but we've seen with variables on both sides, we get rid of the little guy, all right? So in this case, I'm going to get rid of 11x squared by subtracting 11x squared from both sides, all right? Again, doing the same thing, doing it to both sides, so I shouldn't, change anything, not doing anything illegal here. So again, here I got these zero out, so I get just 3. 20x squared minus 11x squared is 9x squared, and then I've still got that 15. And again, this looks just a little bit different, but we've seen this before. It's a two-step equation. All right, so let's solve it like a two-step equation. So I add 15 to both sides. I get 18 equals 9x squared. And then I'm going to divide by 9 on each side. And I get 2 equals x squared, or x squared equals 2 if I read that from right to left. And now to get x by itself, I do the opposite. And the opposite of squaring this is to square root it. And here I get x, and the square root of 2 doesn't come out pretty. You can just leave that as the square root of 2, but I think in the answer document, I rounded that to the nearest hundredth. And then don't forget, there's actually 2 solutions to this. There's 2 different numbers that when I multiply them by themselves, give me 2. One is positive 1 and 41 hundredths, and the other one is negative 1 and 41 hundredths. And so that's where you see that little symbol there, either positive or negative 1 and 41 hundredths. Okay? Again, an exact answer would be the positive or negative square root of 2. All right, and I'm okay with that answer. All right, but just to kind of match up with what I put in the answer document, we get positive negative 1 and 41 hundredths. So again, this process should look similar. All right, doing the opposite, doing it to each side to get x by itself. It's just now we got x squareds instead of x's, so I got to take that next step and do that square root of both sides. All right, hope this helps. Let me know if you have any other questions.